Fireworks have been with us since our nation's beginning and will continue to be a part of our tradition. They have been used to celebrate important people, events, and history. Although they look easy on the eyes, with a cackling sound exploding in the sky at every event, the story of fireworks is more interesting than it seems. So what process lies behind this brilliant pyrotechnic work? Join us as we delve into the fun and unknown details behind how fireworks are made. You'll be shocked to learn that the fireworks we now associate with celebrations were not initially made for that purpose. Strange, right? Anyway, it does look like a failed nuclear bomb. Many experts believe that fireworks started with the Chinese in the 2nd century BC in ancient Liuang, China, and they were first thought to ward off evil spirits. It is said that the first natural firecrackers were made with bamboo stalks that, when thrown into the fire, would explode with a bang, caused by the overheating of the hollow air pockets in the bamboo. Early settlers brought this magic to the United States. So what chemicals are behind this work of art, and how are they put together? The nitty-gritty might surprise you. Although fireworks sound easy to make, one requires a good knowledge of chemistry and even physics to be able to design and plan a firework. The beautiful colors of the fireworks are produced from the metal compounds contained in them. The stars inside fireworks are made of metal salts, powered combinations of metal, and other chemical components. When the stars ignite, the metal particles absorb much energy. Once they begin to cool, the particles emit this extra energy in the form of light. The color of the light emitted depends on the metal compounds used. Designing huge fireworks requires an artist's imagination and an engineer's precision, and this is where a pyrotechnic designer comes in. Pyrotechnic designers must be able to visualize exactly how fireworks will burst in the sky. There are still fireworks designed with the aid of computers, using specific software that allows planning a fireworks show on a timeline and watching the result in 3D. It also allows you to pick music of your choosing and synchronizes it perfectly so the sound and effect don't clash. To produce both lift and burst charges, fireworks manufacturers must know combustion and the chemistry behind it. So what chemicals are behind this work of art, and how are they put together? The basic components of any fireworks shell consist of a fuel, an oxidizer, a binder, a color, and a chlorine donor. The fuel allows the stars to burn, while the oxidizers support their combustion. Typically, this consists of a black powder mixture of potassium nitrate, charcoal, and sulfur. The binder holds the pellets together. Varying chemicals produce different colored effects, from the vibrant reds of strontium or lithium to barium and copper's deep greens and blues. Also, the chlorine donor helps provide more vibrancy and intensity to the colors. Whether the pyrotechnics are used in the air or on the ground, they require the same 4 basic kinds of chemical substances: an oxidizer, a fuel, a colorant, and a binder. In order to produce a reaction rate rapid enough to produce an explosion, fireworks require their own oxygen supply in the form of a chemical oxidizer. So a fuel and an oxidizer are 2 of the basic components required for fireworks. Some chemical compounds used include nitrates, chlorates, and perchlorates. The combination of these chemicals creates an explosion. Binders are used to hold what is essentially the mixture of the fireworks together in a paste-like mixture. The most commonly used binder is known as dextrin, a type of starch that holds the composition together. The binders do not actually begin to work until the firework has been lit, as they are too unstable for storage within the fireworks and are hence potentially dangerous. So what's the solution to this? How are fireworks packaged? Let's delve into some fun details. Fireworks are where chemistry meets art. But before the hoorays that accompany everyone lit in the sky, someone has to do the packaging without wanting it to turn out as a disaster. It must be meticulously and carefully crafted. The manufacturing process can take days, with loads of sweat and huffs laying the background for our joy. The first part of this process involves making the stars, the shells, and the fuse. The ingredients used to prepare stars are obtained from chemical supply companies and stored in barrels. When mixing, the chemicals are scooped out of the barrels, weighed, and sifted twice through brass screens to remove lumps. Brass is used because it does not produce sparks. The sifted powders are placed on a large sheet of paper and gently mixed by hand. The powders may also be mixed inside a rotating drum or a stationary container with rotating paddles. These devices must be used carefully to avoid generating heat through friction or trapping bits of powder between moving parts. Oh, be careful there! The mixed powder is placed in barrels and taken from the mixing room to the cutting room. Water is mixed with it to form a soft dough. Lumps of dough are scooped into larger, paper-lined wooden molds shaped like loaves of bread. The wet dough is much safer to manipulate than the dry powder. The loaves of dough, weighing about 35 pounds each, are unmolded onto a workbench, covered with heavy cardboard, sprinkled with black powder. The loaves are cut in one direction to form slices, then cut in the other direction to form dice. The dimensions of the dice may be anywhere from 0.06 to 2 inches. The black powder adheres to the wet dice and will help them burn when the firework is ignited. The dice are allowed to dry on paper-covered screens. Making the breaks involves pouring the dried dice, which are now stars, into a cylindrical container with a hollow cardboard tube in its center. When the container is full, black powder is poured inside the hollow tube and the tube is removed. The powder fills the spaces between the stars, igniting and scattering them. A paper cap is placed on the filled container, now called a break. Some breaks are wrapped with heavy string, a process known as spiking. A time fuse is inserted into the break, wrapped with heavy paper, then wrapped in heavy, paste-soaked paper and left to dry for about 2 days. The paper hardens as the paste dries to form a strong, tight seal. Making the shells involves the dry breaks being moved to the finishing room to be assembled into shells. American shells are cylindrical, so more than one break can be stacked together, so that the shell will display multiple bursts of different colors when it explodes. The shell is assembled by stacking the components, attaching a starting fuse, wrapping them in heavy paper, and tying the package together with string. The completed firework is then labeled and stored until needed. And voila! Your fireworks are born and ready to dazzle the sky. Well, not quite yet. Not without the proper precautions. So, handling something like fireworks can be dangerous. Yeah, fun, but very dangerous. So what are the necessary steps taken to avoid a fun disaster? Stay tuned and find out. Safety is the most important quality control factor in making fireworks. Firework factories are protected from intruders by chain link fences, barbed wire, locked gates, steel doors, and tamper-proof locks. Numerous precautions are taken within these factories to prevent accidents. Electricity is another great danger. A single spark can set off a room full of explosives. Therefore, all electrical outlets are set up outside the building. Safety precautions should also be taken for consumers, including not lighting them indoors, only using them away from people, houses, and flammable material, not pointing or throwing fireworks at another person, only lighting one device at a time, and maintaining a safe distance after lighting. Fireworks must be handled carefully, or else you're asking for trouble. You can't get all cozy with these things. So with safety problems taken care of, what events are fireworks often lighting up, and how's it done? Let's find out together. Fireworks shows need to be planned properly and executed in such a way that would be pleasing to the audience. The display company orders the fireworks from the manufacturer. The customer then calls the display company and describes their desired fireworks show. A licensed pyrotechnic operator, a licensed designer, and his crew are contracted, and after setting up the show, the display firework is fired. For instance, Macy's 4th of July fireworks show. You think we're gonna leave that out? Definitely not. We can't talk about the joy and happiness fireworks bring without mentioning one of the greatest fireworks shows ever to be witnessed in the whole of the United States, and how much it dazzles the audience, this being the Macy's 4th of July fireworks show in New York City. This famous event is the largest Independence Day celebration in the country. It is an annual event that takes place in New York City. Each year, millions of people line the Hudson River to watch the spectacular display of fireworks and celebrate Independence Day with friends and family. The Macy's 4th of July fireworks show has been around since 1958. It often serves as one of the best displays of fireworks, reminding everyone of the beauty of our little fire friends. What other iconic events do you think fireworks light up? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating and fascinating content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.